I think in the early days, when you're starting your business, it is almost inevitable because you want to validate your idea, you want to validate your prototype, you have something in your mind that you actually want to discuss with people, you want their feedback on it, you want their honest opinion about whether it will work or not. And for me, in the early days, that was the prime reason for attending, conferences, seminars, and in those days more as an attendee, and talking to people about what we were doing, what we were building. And in the early days, we also went to some startup events where we were called to present, and this was pre-launch. So we presented our product to the audience because we wanted their feedback. We wanted to involve them in improving the product before we launch it, right? So what that does is it creates evangelists for the product. It creates people who are involved in the process, not just of using the product, but in the process of you building your company. Because the moment people feel involved in the process of being a part of helping someone build their company, there is an innate openness, and there is really willingness to help and share, right? So, and I've seen that happen, and so once you actually reach a stage where you've grown and you've sort of taken the company to the next level, then it's also about giving back and making sure that you can also talk to other startups and give them feedback and help them build partnerships, win customers, because you've been through that same process yourself. I think it's two sides of the same coin, and at some stage you're actually seeking help, and the other stage you're actually wanting to help. But networking in general, I would strongly advise startups to be present at, because it also helps you plug into what's going on. Because as a startup, you have a tendency of going into your own shell and your own dream of the world, and your own place in it. But when you go out there and you talk to people, then you understand what the reality is, and sometimes it's starkly different from what you might be assuming it to be. So I think it gives you a reality check. It keeps you on your toes. It keeps you updated about what's happening out there. Sometimes it also allows you to meet potential partners and discover other startups which can actually add value to yours. In our case, we've actually found potential customers, potential partners at events. So I think it's an activity every founder should actively pursue, and I know it's a drag on time, but it's actually worth it. It's actually worth taking out that extra time, because the big facts about your company or your product and the perception and how your brand is perceived are all outside your building. They're not in the office. They're actually when you go meet someone.